Ty Meeks. All right. Okay. There's Pamela. She's back. Una Jones. Timon Meeks. It looks like some family members. Alonzo, Ian Alonzo's. Okay, there we go. Okay, Miss Jones. And all right. So let me begin by asking where everybody's going. So this is presentation for now you're no longer in high school. You are the class of 21, but you are now freshmen. As of the day you graduated from high school, now you're a college freshman. And so what I like to do is find out where everyone's going so that other folks on the call, on the Zoom can hear, and then you can maybe direct tap them and get their phone numbers, because at least you guys will have experienced this experience together, and then you know somebody else that's going to your school. So let me start with the community colleges. Who in the room here going to a community college? Christian, which college are you going to?
College of the Canyons in Santa Clarita.
Oh, yes. Okay. Do you live out that way?
No.
Okay. I just wondered what made you pick that school.
The New World Order, you remember? You got them online.
Christian, where'd he go?
What'd you say?
I said, what made you pick College of the Canyons? I was just curious.
So I won't have like no distractions.
None out there.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good though, and that's good that you're looking at it in that way, and hopefully you can finish a year or 2 years, depending on what school you'd like to transfer to, if that is your goal. All right, anybody else going to community college? Okay, next system in California is the California State University system. How many people are going to Cal State? Okay, Camille, what school are you going to? Take yourself off mute. Okay, good.
I'm going to Cal State LA.
Cal State LA, okay. Anybody else going to a Cal State? Okay. The next system, public schools at this point, the UC system, University of California. Anybody going to a UC school?
Yes.
Okay, Amanda, what school are you going to, hon?
I attend UCLA.
Okay.
I'm 20, class of 20.
Okay. All right. Good for you. I'm saying that because I'm diehard USC. I'm not trying to clown you. Yeah, now you understand. As long as you understand.
I completely understand.
Okay, just let me just get some water because that gave me a very bad taste in my mouth. Okay, anybody else going to a UC? UC.
I'm also going to UCLA. I'm class of 2020 last year.
Okay. So some of this, it'll make sense, and other things, it'll come to be. All right. Anybody else going to a UC? Any other freshmen going to a UC or sophomores at this game? Okay, so I'm assuming everybody else is going to a private school of some sort. Where are my privates? Private schools. Okay, is Megan
right here?
Okay, hold on. Megan, is that you?
Yeah, I'll be a sophomore at Loyola Marymount University.
LMU, okay. Then somebody else who was that? Last name Meeks, was that you that was speaking? Who just said that?
Yeah, that's me. I'm going to GCU, Grand Canyon.
Oh, okay, Grand Canyon. Okay, you should be leaving soon, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Like this weekend, right?
Yeah, the 30th.
Okay. Wow, good luck. Okay.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Private. We got at Loyola Marymount, we've got Grand Canyon University.
Hampton University.
Okay, somebody? Yeah. Okay, we're still connecting.
Hampton.
Is that Katrina, and then what's the son's name?
Ethan.
Ethan, you're going to Hampton?
Yes.
And you're leaving this weekend too, right?
I'm at the airport right now.
He's there already?
I'm at the airport right now.
Oh, yes. Dang! You gotta love that. He's at the airport listening to a presentation. Good for you. Okay. Well, congratulations. Hampton, LMU.
USC.
Oh, who's there?
It's Ian's mom. He wasn't available tonight, but I wanted to sit in.
Okay, is he going to be a freshman?
Yes.
Oh, beautiful, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And you guys be moving in this week as well, right?
Well, he's gonna stay home this year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but he starts Monday.
Yeah, yeah, okay. I figure most schools are starting on Monday. Anybody else? I leave anybody else out? Anybody's moms want to tell me where their child is going?
I'm attending.
Oh, I'm going to Sac State for
Sac State? Okay, that is a California State University. Okay, so Cal State.
My
Sacramento.
kids aren't on the call. This is Cynthia, and I have one going to GCU and the other one's going to Loyola.
Okay, are they twins or are they
Yes.
just a year?
Mhm.
Wow, they're gonna separate. Ooh, be their own people. That's always interesting.
Yeah,
Wow. Okay, so they're everybody leaving this weekend as well.
next weekend.
Okay. Wow.
Holding
okay.
on to the bitter end.
Okay, and then what's the name of the student that's going to Grand Canyon?
Justin
Justin.
Shoot. He's not on the call. He's working.
Right. Where's the other person that was going to GCU? Meeks, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys know each other, but
Hey, we'll get linked. We'll get linked.
so you already know each other?
Not yet.
Okay, so let do a little instant, direct chat to Miss
Yeah.
Cynthia.
Yeah.
Because again, when you get on campus, you want somebody that at least looks like you, that at least knows that you're from the LA area.
Okay.
Right.
Trust me when I say that. Yes. Okay. Anybody else? Schools I miss out? Anybody got time on late? Yes.
I'm attending
Suna.
HBCU. Oh, Sana? Yeah.
Sana. Oh, say okay. What school?
Southern University, A&M College.
Oh, Southern. And you're leaving this weekend.
I'm already here. Yeah, we started.
Oh,
classes
dang.
this
Okay.
week.
When do you start school?
We started on the 16th.
Okay. So this is your third day.
Right.
Perfect. Well, congratulations. They've got bugs that fly there. So I just want to put that in if you haven't seen them already. But no, that's great. Southern. Wow. Okay. So we got a Hampton person and we've got a Southern person. Anybody else as far as HBCUs or any
I
private?
want to hear about the Polks.
Seattle Pacific University.
Oh, Seattle Pacific.
But
Interesting.
It's a double deal.
Okay.
The twins.
Hi.
They
Seattle
twins.
Pacific. Okay, great. Well, let me get started. The name of this presentation is simply as it is. This ain't high school. And you should have gotten the link to the packet that I'm about to share the screen now, so that I can go to it and you guys can see it. There we go. Everybody can see that? Yes, no, maybe so?
Yes.
Yes.
Let me move this over to
Yes.
okay, great. All right. This ain't high school. And I call this the real talk. Like, I'm going to give it to you straight, for real, so forth. Let me introduce myself. I am a first generation college graduate. I am from Los Angeles, grew up off of 3rd Avenue in Slauson. If I had gone to public school, I would have gone to Crenshaw, but in the 80s, it was a lot going on. My mom was like, no, we're going to send you guys to private school. So I went to Ascension Lutheran, which for parents that know are from LA, if anybody remembers the Pup and Taco on the corner of Slauson and West Boulevard, a cat corner to the car wash. Anybody know the Pup and Taco? Ascension Lutheran is right next door to that. And that's where I went for 3rd through 6th grade. Then I went to Good Shepherd Lutheran for 7th and 8th. And then St. Mary's Academy, Blue Tie class of 84. And started my journey as far as going into higher ed from there. I was told by a counselor, a nun, we'll call her the hater nun. If you're Catholic, I'm sorry, but that's what she was, a hater. And she was very interesting because I was coming from a class that happened to be next door to the Career Center. And Miss Purdy wanted me to pick something up from the office. So I hear this man's voice and I know all the male teachers there. This voice was totally different. So I was kind of ear hustling to see and looking in, and I saw some of my homegirls was in there and I was like, okay. And this guy's talking about the college that he represents. So I'm wondering why, sister so-and-so, that's what we'll call her, didn't let me know about the college recruiter. So I went on to the office. I came back, I listened in a little bit more, then I went back to the office. The next period happened to be break. So I went into the Career Center and I asked sister so-and-so, I said, so why you didn't tell me that there was a college rep here? She told me that I wasn't good enough to go to a 4-year institution and that I should look into El Camino. Now, there's nothing wrong with going to El Camino, people. There's nothing wrong with going to the College of the Canyons. There's nothing wrong with going to Santa Monica, wherever. But she was trying to make it my only option. And so she figured if she didn't tell me about the other schools, then I would go to a community college, like I said, which is fine. However, I was top 10% of my high school class. I was on the honor roll all 4 years. The only time they moved my name was to take it from the freshman to the sophomore list, from the sophomore list to the junior list, from the junior list to the senior list. And the only reason why my name is not there is because I graduated. If not, otherwise it would still be there, right? She thought that she was going to run my future by telling me that. So of course I went home and I called my mama. I talked to my mama, who's from Jackson, Mississippi. I just want to throw that out there. Let's just say that she came up there and had a conversation with the principal and the said none. And I never missed another college rep again. And it's sad because unfortunately we have counselors that are haters, not all of them, but quite a few that don't make sure that our students get the information possible. And so that's why that's why the education enrichment program is important in the churches, because we're not getting it in the high schools. So I want to give you like the down home, like this is what you need to do when you get to college. I know I have some sophomores on here, so hopefully they'll learn a couple things that maybe they can change in their own thing since I've already been to college for a year. But the main thing is this: are you ready for college? Some of y'all are sitting at the airport, some of y'all are sitting in your dorm room right now. And parents, I appreciate you being here so that you can reinforce these things as your students continue through their degree and do what they need to do. But I just want to make sure that you know some of the tricks. And when you think about education as a game, it makes it a lot easier, and it makes it just like you're not tripping as much. Okay. So as you can see, currently I work for Humboldt State University. However, I'm working virtually from Inglewood for Humboldt State, close to my family, because, you know, folks wouldn't be able to see each other and stuff. And I came down last year to help my mom with my dad. My dad passed on March 1st. I had the funeral on March 12th. The world shut down on that Saturday, March 14th. And before I could ask my VP, could I stay longer so I could make sure my mama's okay? Everybody was at home. So I was like, yes, I didn't have to ask. Perfect. So you'll see here, this is me with hair. I'm a cancer survivor. I had a bone marrow transplant 2 years and 4 months ago. So as you can see, that's one of my favorite wigs. Ooh, I love the curly. But as you can see, I'm doing my thing. This is my direct cell and my direct email. So please feel free if you have questions or want to talk to me about anything. And especially you students, if stuff is acting up in school, just, give me a holler to get my opinion if you want. I am here for you because this stuff is no joke. You are about to embark on something you have never thought you would. This ain't high school. There's not going to be anybody saying, hey, okay, tonight, everybody, read chapter 3 so that you can be ready for tomorrow. They, if you haven't already, received the syllabus from your professors. And we'll talk about that in a second. So hopefully you have this packet in front of you. If not, that's what I'll be following, which is on the screen. So let's make it happen. So in high school, you were probably all that, top of this, one of this. Some of you probably went to high schools where you were one of 5 Blacks in the whole school. Some of you might have been right there, Westchester, where at least you saw somebody that looked like you, or Crenshaw, or Dorsey, where you saw somebody that might look like you. The real competition has begun, because what has happened now is now you're with everybody who was doing all that in high school like you were. So now you're no different now. Whereas in high school, you probably shined, you probably was, all through your yearbook or whatever the case may be. Now you with everybody that's been all through their yearbook too. Everybody that's done everything possible to get to this point. So you can't play these high school games and start trying to do stuff last minute and think you're gonna get an A. That is not gonna happen. I'm telling you now. And if you do get the A, then you gotta keep the A. And so people don't realize that, yes, you could be an A student, you can get the A on that first exam, but are you gonna be able to keep that A for 15 weeks? Or if you're going to a school that's a quarter system, for 10 weeks, and that one goes real fast. So I want to help you understand the college game. And one of the things that that I usually talk about in person is the T-zone. Quickly, the T-zone is the first row of the first 2 rows of the classroom and the aisle seats that go up the middle. You want to make sure your teacher knows who you are by face, which won't be that hard. It's not at Hampton and Howard and any other HBCU, but the rest of y'all that are going to PWIs, predominantly white institutions, you're going to stand out. So when you're late, he or she's going to know that. When you're on time, he or she's going to know that. You're sitting in the front of the classroom, he or she is going to know that. I'm talking about your professor when I'm talking about he or she. This is not the time to come in with your earphones, bopping to the beat. You need to have that stuff off in your backpack and walking into class trying to get those front row seats. Now, here's the thing. Those front row seats are valuable. And you're going to find out that there's going to be students sitting outside the door wanting to go in first so they can get those prime seats. And that's why you want to sit there, because you want that professor to know, I'm here, I've done my work, and I'm trying to do my thing to get an A in this class. And they give you what I call the tools for you to give the A. They tell you exactly what you need to do. So let me go down here. So let's talk about the difference, the general differences between high school and college. High school, you're there 6 hours a day, right? College, 6 hours per day, so many per year. In college, it just really depends. You may have a class that's Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 11 to 12. Or you may have a class that's Tuesdays and Thursdays that are usually an hour and a half, 11 to 12:30. So the class time, totally different, okay? Secondly, you're a shorter time than you were as far as shorter time with the professor than you would be in high school every day doing period 1, 0 period through 6 period or 7 period, depending on your school. So you see that professor for that hour, he or she comes in, they lecture, they may be good lecturers, they may be, what's the word I'm looking for, helping to integrate and have you answer questions in class, or they may just be like, okay, we're doing philosophy 101 and this is the way it is. And so, and they talk just like this and you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna fall asleep. How do I keep myself up? That's why you need to sit in front of the classroom, okay? So that's one thing. Study time is going to be totally different. You might have studied maybe an hour or 2 with all your subjects in high school, or maybe 3 hours. Well, in college, it's 3 hours per class. I mean, that's if you want to get an A. I'm just trying to help you understand. 3 hours per class. And so you need to figure out, okay, if I can do it in my dorm room, okay. Sometimes the dorms get a little, dorms. I call them dorms because I know that's the word that you guys know, but they're really called residential halls, okay? But so you'll get in there at the beginning and all of a sudden there's music going and then you want to go out and see who's that. And oh, you met such and such and your next door neighbor and now your roommate like, hey, let's go over here. You need to figure out a way how to work studying into your program, period. Now, for me, the best time to study is when one of the things you want to do is you want to study, you want to make sure it's in your schedule, okay? I made sure that I studied so that I could then be up playing spades with the homies in the evenings in somebody's apartment or dorm room. So I made sure, I said, okay, I have this break between 3 and 7. So I had classes, let's say I had a class from 11 to 12, 1 to 2, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And so at 2 o'clock, so I had time from 2 to 7 o'clock to go to the library or go to the study room in your dorm, res hall, or wherever it is that you can find peace to study. Because I wanted to knock it out so that I could kick it at night, okay? Kick it at night. You got to kick it. 11 to 12, 1 to 2, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Uh-oh, what's going on? That's me, that's an echo. Why am I echoing? Go to the library or go to the study room in what's going on, Brother Wilson? Wherever it is that you can find peace to study. Because I want to personally. Why am I hearing myself? So that I can kick it at night, okay?
Intentional?
Okay, what happened? Why is it doing that? Okay, I'll keep. That's me, that's an echo. My echo. Yeah, John Wilson, can you mute yourself maybe? Is that coming from
I'm
you?
checking now.
Okay. All right, well, I'm gonna go on. Hopefully it just won't keep doing that. And then the other piece is you have this sense of freedom. Whereas you don't have mommy telling you, oh, come home. All right, come eat. I need you to do dishes. You don't have that anymore. It's all about you. You are chilling. If you do your laundry when you want to do your laundry, eat when you want to eat, nothing is forced. However, studying when you don't study, your grade will show up. Teachers, you know, that was high school. Now you're going to deal with professors. Some professors back in the day, because now everything is typed, everything's online. But for your parents that might know this, when I was in school, I had one professor that didn't like college rule paper, so you had to use wide rule, and they liked the black ink. Then I had another one that wanted blue ink, and it was just like, for real, y'all? But if that's what they wanted, that's what they got. So you got to keep in mind that you're responsible for your books. You're responsible for coming to lecture. You're responsible for research. The professor's not going to say, tonight for homework, you're going to need to do this, because he or she would have already given you the syllabus. In high school, you might have had assignments done in class or in study hall, wasn't that much. In college, most assignments are done outside of class. There's not going to be like, oh, we ended early, y'all start your homework. No, we ended early, bye. Okay. And if that happens and the professor's like, I'm done right now, I'm gonna give y'all 10 minutes, that's it. So there isn't this, hey, you guys, let's do our homework today. Also, some professors don't even do makeup work for late assignments. And they will assign work over the holiday. I hate those. They get on my nerves. They act like they've never been in school before. You know, they'll give you this big old paper that's due the Monday after Thanksgiving. And so they know, yeah. So anyway, that's why you have to kind of plan ahead and make sure you've done things that you need to do. The tests are bigger. You know, you may have a bi-weekly surprise quiz. You're gonna, you may have, pop quizzes. Sometimes they'll give you homework that's due right after spring break. I mean, I just don't get that as to why they do that. In high school, you don't know, after the semester's over, you can be put on academic probation and end up, and that's when you have below a 2.0 in that semester, and they'll give you like one more chance and then they're ready to kick you out. So you can't be messing around up in college. That's not how they do it. They'll put you on academic probation and then suspension, and then your financial aid will get cut off. It's a whole lot. So we don't want to be in that situation. But what we want to do is we want you to find support services on campus. Cultural centers. I used to run the Black Cultural Center at USC for 17 of the 20 years that I was there. That became a haven. People came in there, printed their papers. You know, folks had laptops and they didn't have printers. They would email it to themselves, come upstairs, print it. We can make sure we kept paper in there. We made sure students needed pens, whatever they needed to be successful. I made sure that center had it. So make sure that you look for cultural centers. If you're an EOP student, which I was, they're an EOP office. They have different programs. There's a thing called, get this, supplemental instruction. Oh my God. You guys, I don't remember having this when I was in school, but what they do is they have a student who's already gotten an A in the class that you're in, that's sitting there every day with you and the lecturers, and then they will create study halls. They will do study halls. They will do session reviews to help you get ready for the test. Mind you, they've gotten an A in the class with that professor. So that person knows how the professor, what the questions are going to be on the test, and do review with you. If you don't do that, I'm not calling you stupid, but you would be stupid not to do that. Okay, you really, really would. And it's very important that you find out all the different things. Where's the tutoring? Where's the supplemental instruction? You know, when in any other student support services that you might need. The stress level is going to be totally different. You know, it's going to be about you. If you wait till the last minute to write that paper and you up the night before till 5 a.m., 6 a.m., your class is at 8, and now you got to get, and the paper needs to be turned in, and now you got to go to class and look up and be trying to act like you paying attention. It's all on you. It's all on you. So what do college instructors expect from students? They expect that you come to every class, period. That's why your mom and them sent you to school, to go to class. Your grade will be affected if you're not in class. And that is real talk. And when I tell you, show you this, when you get to the, when I get to the syllabus, you'll see what I'm talking about. College instructors expect students to put forth the effort to understand the material and prepare for each class. So that number 2 is very important because again, they would have given you the syllabus at the beginning of the class and they expect you to read over it. And they expect you to understand what you need to do. And it'll tell you, you need this many points to get an A, you need this many points to get a B, and so forth. And so you need to make sure that you put an effort to understand the material. And if you don't, go ahead, get help. Don't be all like, oh, I don't want nobody to know I'm getting tutoring. Okay, let me tell you something. The white folks that are at your schools use those tutoring labs, the librarians to help them do research for their papers. That's what they do. Unfortunately, I don't know what it is about us as a people, Black and brown, but we won't get the help. Get the help. That's why they're there. College instructors expect students' work to be of high quality. You don't want to turn in no mess because you're going to get that mess of a grade. So they will tell you what they need and spill it out. Don't be surprised if your first English paper that you get below AC. Don't be ready to lose your mind and shoot up the building or nothing. It's because you don't know how that professor grades. You are now doing college work. And if you're still writing after that first paper, like you're in high school, you're going to continue to get a C or below on these papers. And number 4, you grown. You've been wanting to be grown all this time at home and your mom is like, oh, you think you grown? Trust me, I've been there, done that. You really are grown. And they expect you to act like mature adults. And if you don't, then there's consequences. For example, there is a professor that if your cell phone rings in class, you will be dismissed for that day. So I suggest that in the morning when you get up to go to class, put your phone on silent. Not no vibrate when it's doing all this. I don't want to hear that either. Okay, put it on silent. And then when all your classes are over, turn the ringer back up. Okay, anybody's got to call you, your homies, they'll text you, they'll leave a message, whatever the case may be. But when a cell phone goes off in a classroom, it is not pretty. It is not pretty at all. One of the things that you also need to do is you need to get organized. Now, everybody has their smartphone, right? The smartphone is not just to do Facebook and IM and whatever it is that you do. It is a smartphone for a reason. A smartphone, everybody's smartphone has a calendar. Everybody's smartphone has a calendar with stuff that they need to do. Okay, this was my day today. I had to go to the doctor's office and now I'm on This Ain't High School. Okay, you need to be able to put on your calendar when you get your syllabus. For those who haven't started school yet, and I hope the person has on their 3rd day either needs to do this. I used to sit down and have all my syllabus and I would mark, okay, red is going to be English. And anytime there was a quiz or a paper, I would write it. I would get a big calendar, the dry erase calendars you can get from Office Depot, Staples, and red is English. So every assignment that's due, I'm putting it all the way through finals. Okay. Then math, let's say that's blue. Okay, I got some tests, whatever, blah, blah, blah. History, sociology, philosophy, whatever it is, you pick that color and that's what you're going to do. You're going to have it on your wall so you see it, and then you're going to have it in your calendar. And you can make color code your calendar in your phone. That's why it's called a smartphone. It's trying to make you smart, people. Okay. So one of the things I do is I do what is called the Syllabi reference sheet. And basically, when I look I get a syllabus, and I did this all the way through grad school. So I'm not telling you anything that doesn't work. I write the name of the class, the professor, where's their office, where's the office hours, what's the phone number, what's the email, and what the attendance policy is. Now, unlike high school, they will have a policy that says you can miss 2, excuse absence or whatever the case may be. After that, your grade starts going down a letter grade, and they're not playing. Okay, so it's a good rule of thumb is not to miss any class, however things come up. Okay, if you're sick, I would email the professors and say, I went to Kaiser last night, professor. They say I got the flu. I got to stay home. I just want to let you know, because he or she's going to know who you are, because you're going to stand out, right? So make sure that you keep in touch with your professor and your TAs when you are not there. And then, so one of the things that I just wrote on there is like a blank line. Okay, what's the attendance policy for this class? Then there's a policy for late assignments, believe it or not. And so in my experience, it's been a half a grade. Okay, so for example, if you have a paper that's due Monday, what grade would it be to start if you turned it in Thursday? Well, let's figure it out. So we, because I teach as well, we as professors, or I have taught, everybody's at A when you turn in that work. After reading it, when I grade it, that's when the grade goes down. So if you have a paper that's due on Monday, on Monday, and you don't turn it in until Thursday, then I'm going to start you at where you turned it in. So for example, it's an A on Monday, it's an A- on Tuesday. It's a B+ on Wednesday. It's a B on Thursday. Let's make it be done on Friday. And so you turn it in on Friday, now it's a B-. So I'm going to start with the B- and then grade from there, because that's my late assignment policy. Okay. And then again, just like this, I can use this as exams, quizzes, due dates. And it's really important because college is so different, because when you get your syllabus, which we're going to go over a sample one, certain things weigh more than others. You may have a class where the midterm is 50% of your grade and the final is 50% of your grade. So you mess up and you get an F, you have to get an A just to get it on the final, just to get a C in the class. This ain't high school. Okay? So it's very important. So when you read your syllabus, make sure you know exactly what's going on, and then come into class, and usually the professor will be like, are there any questions? That's your time to shine. Hey, excuse me, I was reading the syllabus last night. I just want to understand, so you want a rough draft and an outline, and so then that lets the professor know you read over the syllabus. See, I call it the Corliss quota, or let me actually reintroduce myself. My nickname is Dr. Diva. That's D-E-E-V-A, Diva. It's also my license plate on my car. And I'll be giving you some little tidbits of homework and things. So one of the first things I want to talk to you about is classroom discussion. Try to make sure that you say something in every class, if not at least twice a week, because that shows the professor that you're listening, that you're learning, or that you're confused and you have a question. When you have that, the professor thinks about that, and that could be the difference, y'all, between an A- and a B+. I'm just saying, this ain't high school, okay? So as we move on to what a syllabus looks like, these are the things I was telling you that you would write: the exam, the papers, the quizzes, when it's due. I would put it on a large, like I said, calendar that you can get at Office Depot, one of those eraser calendars, and map out your whole semester, your whole quarter, so you know what papers due when midterms is, and all of that. So once you do all that, then you can insert parties. Fun times. Oh, this weekend is my birthday. I want to be able to go home. Well, I need to make sure I got everything turned in before I get on the plane. Or is it something I can do during the Thanksgiving break? Because you as students, in most cases, get the whole week off. Me as a staff administrator, we only get Thursday and Friday. You see, I'm a little bitter. So you already know that you're going to get the week off. You know, when you come home, everybody and mama's going to come home. You want to see the homies from school. You want to see all these people that you've been in touch with. And it's going to be a fun blast weekend. It's going to be, oh my God, you're going to love it. Parents, you're going to see a different child. This is where you'll see your child, what they've learned when they come home, and how helpful they will be. Because now they appreciate you. They appreciate you because they don't realize that you cooking every day when they got home and having a hot meal, that takes work. And that's making sure that you have, making sure that you have everything you need. Now it's on you. So now you got to make sure you have everything you need. So let's find out what you need for class. So this is a sample syllabus of a class at USC called EDPT, Educational, that what PT stand for, 110. The course is entitled, I'm right here, Motivational and Learning Strategies. It's a 4-unit course. It meets Wednesdays, 1 day a week, from 8 a.m. to 9:50. So basically 8 to 10. And that's the room number. Okay. The lab is on Mondays, and you'll see the lab schedule as we move forward. Name of the professor, the email of the professor. They've already told you the best way to get in touch with them is email. The office hours of her, and on Wednesdays, 11:30 to 1, or by appointment. You may have a class during the time of her office hours, so you want to make an appointment by emailing her, because that is the best way. Plus, she didn't give you a phone number anyway. You've got the course overview, what the course is about, okay? After this course, you will understand, and okay, I won't read this, but this is basically what they're saying that you're going to get from this course, and that you're going to get understand motivations and methods of learning and use of time and so forth. How can you achieve these goals? This course is planned with a variety of activities such as readings, diagnostic tests, discussions, and projects, all of which are designed to help you become aware and enhance your learning. Where's my towel? Oh, my learning. Sorry, this light is hot. Enhance your learning. Your active involvement in these activities will determine to the extent to which you will benefit from this course. So they're already telling you they want you to be active. Then they said, okay, here's a required book. Okay. I would probably wait to buy books until I got the syllabus to see how much of the book is really going to be read and what chapters and things of that nature. A lot of times the books are available in the library. Also, you want to check, I think it's called half.com, half as in half price. They have books. They'll have some of your books that are cheaper than the bookstore. I don't care what school you go to, the books are the same. Expensive as hell, HELL per se, okay? And get this, now this is something that'll trip you out. You will purchase an electronic response device, a clicker, from the USC bookstore. The clicker can be obtained to the right of the cashier on the first floor. It costs $32. Guess what that clicker is for? To take attendance. Wow. So you have to get there on time, and whatever the window that professor has for you to click on, then you click on. If you're late, then you also have to click at the end to make sure you stay. Oh yeah, this ain't high school, y'all. They're not playing with you. Now, we already said that the lecture is 1 day a week, right? And the lecture, again, is from 8 until 9:50, so basically 8 to 10. So you have your lecture, this is this column, and then you have lab on Mondays. Okay, so already if class starts on, the lecture starts on January 9th, okay, already you have to come to class already, you have read chapter 1, academic self-management, and be able to answer these questions. What is academic self-management? How can I improve my academic performances? You want to be able to and be ready to answer those questions, because they're not going to just wait till you answer, raise your hand. They will call on you, especially if they know your name. Okay. So right here, school started on the 9th. You were able to go and they talked about some things. And then you already got your first holiday, Martin Luther King. Then on the 18th, you've got another reading, part 1. And guess what? You already got a quiz. Now I always say, dang, what did you do this summer? Aren't we supposed to color or something? Can we all just get along? Why you got me doing quizzes on the second day of class? Dang. This ain't high school. So as you can see, you got a quiz here on chapter 2. You got a quiz 2 on chapter 9. You got quiz 3 on chapter 8. This is what you're going to be writing on your calendar so that you remember when the quizzes are. And remember that when they put something like this on here, how can I develop an effective system of note-taking? Whatever that class is talking about, you need to be able to answer this question. She didn't put this on the syllabus just because. She's giving you a hint so that you can be successful in her class. Now, if you look over here, the labs, they have different things that they're going over. And here on February 6th is the career assessment project part 1. And we'll go to the syllabus to see what that's about, okay? But this is your typical syllabus that gives you everything you need to know about the whole semester. So you can't say, I didn't know it was a quiz today. Oh man, I didn't know it was a quiz today. They've already told you when the quizzes are. So luckily there's no pop quizzes, but then again, there might be, okay? So here it is, they're telling you everything you need to know, okay? You got the spring break, because this was a spring class. Overcoming procrastination, you're gonna learn that one real quick. But as you can see, there's several quizzes in this class. Quiz 9 on chapter 5, quiz 10 on chapter 3, and a certain page numbers. So it looks like, you know, there's gonna be a lot going on. Then there's some exam review. Okay, so now the professor is going to do a review. You don't want to miss that class. When I was a teacher, an 8th grade teacher, I had the test in front of me, and I read the test verbatim in order and gave the answers just to see who was taking notes. The next day, the smartest guy in the room got a C. There was one other person that got a D and everybody else failed it. And then I went off on them. I said, okay, so I let y'all talk and do whatever you wanted. Now you see how important it is that you need to be quiet. You need to be taking notes. You need to be asking questions. After that, when I had the next review, everybody was sitting there like, okay, Miss Bennett, say something. We ready to take notes. I said, oh, you want to take notes? Are you reviewing? I'm like, yeah, I'm reviewing. They caught on. Okay. So in this case, there's an exam review in the lecture. And it looks like there was some exams throughout. I didn't go through everything. Okay. And so here it is. Exam 1 is on February 29th. Exam 2 is on April 23rd. There's a self-management project, parts 1 through 4, and they'll tell you how to do that. And Blackboard, if you don't know, you guys probably had something like this in high school where you turned in your paper. Again, this was new. We didn't have this when I was in high school, neither did your parents. But they have different systems, Blackboard. There's another one I can't think of the name of right now, but they will talk to you about that and you will learn about it, and everything that's due is due through there. In this case, the grading policy. The course is graded on a point system. There are a number of ways you can earn your final grade, and 6 general areas in which you may accumulate points, quiz scores, exam scores, and so forth. So you've got, looks like 12 quizzes at 10 points each. So that's 120 points. Then you got the 2 exams are worth 60 points. The analyzing Lassie is at 20 points. The self-management project is 60. The career assignment project. Then you got 1 point for assignments. Okay, looks like a couple of 15 to 30 assignments. And so they're basically 410 points to get an A in this class. However, your grade will be based on 400 points. So I guess that extra credit piece is in there. That means your lowest scored quiz, 10 points, will not count in your final grade. Oh, that is so nice of her, because trust me, honey, ain't nobody trying to do that all the time. So she is going to throw out your lowest final grade. I'm sorry, final quiz. And so that's why that 10 points is taken off that she was talking about. Then look at this. You may earn 5 points from an optional survey participation. There's no extra credit, so don't ask. There's no extra credit in this course. She's giving you what you need to have right here. And if you do not take the quiz or turn assignment on time, you automatically must omit the points related to the task. The exception is a serious and documented personal or medical emergency. Okay, so as you can see here, she's telling you exactly what you need. From 360 to 400 is A- to an A, 320, and so forth. Aha, look at this. The attendance policy. Attendance will be taken in each class. 5 or more unexcused absences will result in a reduction of your grade. You must retain for the entire session in order to get credit. So you can't just click in and think you're gonna sneak out, because if you don't click in at the end, she's marking you absent. This ain't high school. Okay, So they talk a little bit about working with the disabilities office if you need some of that. And then here are the assignments. So again, do via Blackboard or hard copy. Again, now everything pretty much is online. So I'm gonna ask, and somebody can volunteer to answer. You have a paper due on Thursday. What time is it due by? Anybody want to take a stab at that? Wait, not my students, not my sophomores, not my sophomores. The people that are sophomores don't answer. Ty?
Like Tuesday or Wednesday, like give it to the professor so they can look over it and then get it back.
Okay, well, that's good.
Like
That's good. Okay, we'll talk about that. Yes. But if I tell you the paper is due, the question is, the paper is due Thursday. What time is the paper due by? Anybody else? That was good, Ty, but the answer to the question would be what? Anybody want to take a stab?
Beginning of the class.
Okay, who's that? Pamela? Pamela, is that you? Okay, go ahead, Pam. What are you gonna say?
Beginning of the class. Or the next time you meet.
That's good. That's good. When is it due by? Think about what I'm saying.
8 in the morning.
Oh, you can turn it in the morning. But when is it due by?
11:59 p.m.
Bingo! Ding, 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 ding. Survey says, if you turn it in at 12:01, guess what? It's late. So yes, Ty, you're right. And so let me give you, I'm glad you mentioned that. Let me throw a little something that's gonna help y'all. Because everybody has to take an English 101 of some sort when you get to college, right? So you'll get your syllabus in English, and let's say papers are due every Friday, every other Friday, okay? So what I used to do is I wrote my paper on Mondays. And like Ty suggested, I would take my paper into the professor during their office hours on Tuesday. And I say, hey, professor, I'm not, I want to make sure that I have this right, because this is my first college paper and I just want to make sure I have it right. Can I leave it with you and then I can come back and we can talk it over? Well, yes, of course. Yeah, sure. So now I've left it with the professor. I've gone to class. I come back on Wednesday. He goes over it with me. He's got red marks and all kinds of things, like he's directing an airplane to come into the to the gate, right? And so he's like, yeah, but this and that you need to work on this, and don't forget the question to the thing was this, and you didn't answer that, and blah blah blah. And I'm just like, okay. Now, what did he just do? What did he just do? And what is the absolute lowest grade that you will get on that paper? Come on, somebody. What did that professor just do? Talk to me, people. Okay, I guess I only got Pamela and Ty. Pam, come back into the screen so I can see you. There you are. What did the professor just do?
Can you repeat the question?
Sure. I went to the professor. I gave him my paper on Tuesday. I went to see him on Wednesday morning. He had red marks and everything on the paper, and we discussed the paper. What did the professor just do?
Review your paper.
He's helping you figure out how to get an A.
Ding,
Give
ding,
you
ding.
the answers.
Right, exactly. So the professor now has showed me that what I had was wrong, but this would be a better way to do it. So he's already graded my paper. So all I got to do is do the corrections, go by some of the things that he said that we discussed. And now by Wednesday night, my paper is done. Go figure. So now Wednesday night, I can kick it. Thursday night, I can kick it. It's due on Friday. I've already submitted it. So my suggestion to you when you have a paper is to do it early. Get to your professor, ask questions about it, and then do what you need to do to get that A, okay? After I got my first paper, I thought I was like, a C? What? Oh my God, I never got a C on a paper. I went to the office hours. I was like, okay, professor, hi, my name is Corliss. I'm in your 10 o'clock class. I have never gotten a C on the paper, so I need to, help me understand. So then he went over it and showed me where the deficits were. And then I was like, okay, now I know how he grades. So again, do the work early, get it into the professor or get it into the TA so that you're not waiting until the last minute, because now you're going to have 3 to 4 classes that's gonna act like that they're the only ones that you're taking with all this homework and reading, like you don't have nothing else better to do. And you're gonna have 3 to 4 professors that think that way, okay? So again, here's some other stuff here. They want the assignments and projects are due is indicated before your lab on the day indicated in your in your syllabus. So if your labs are on Monday, that means you need to get it in before then. Look at this. All papers, again, this is back in the day, should be submitted double space in Times New Roman 12-point font with a 1-inch margin. So you know how y'all used to do, had those large margins and try to use other fonts so that it can make up the paper. This professor ain't having it. She said, y'all are to do Times New Roman 12-point, 1-inch margins. Required. Okay, then it talks about here that there's 2 large projects. And so as we saw in the other one, there's this career assessment project and this self-management project. She's giving you all the different pieces of what you'll need to do. Now, this professor does a contract so that you are all on the same page. So I'm just going to highlight some things. Regular attendance. Yeah, you might want to go there. Okay. Now, with this, you know, things happen and you get sick. The moment you get sick or whatever, and you can hold your head up and send an email, do that. Okay. Regular attendance is required for lectures and labs, period. They're not trying to hear anything else. Unless it is a medical emergency or something really, really seriously deep, they don't want to hear it. So it says here, it'll be considered if you're out an unexcused absence. The 5th unexcused absence, my grade will reduce by ½ a letter. And by the 6th absence, your grade will be reduced by another ½ an letter. A grade of an F will be given for 7 or more unexcused absences. No joke. They're no joke. Look at number 2. Please go on mute. Please go on mute. Thank you. Attendance is taken at the beginning of the class. We already talked about that. I will be considered tardy if attendance has been taken after you get there. You got 2 tardies equal an absent. We already know what the absence equal. These folks are not playing with y'all. This professor has let you know exactly the do's and don'ts of his or her class, or in this case, her class. You're expected to do the assignments on time. If it's due by Friday or by Thursday, it needs to be already in Blackboard by 11:59. Sometimes a professor will say, I need the paper done by 5. Or like Ty or Pam was saying, Pamela was saying something. Pamela, is it, you're Pamela, the mama, or the child is Pamela?
No, I'm the mom. The child is Kennedy.
Okay, I'm sorry. I keep calling Pamela. Kennedy, why you didn't say nothing? Man, why you got me looking crazy? What's up with that? I got your back. You ain't got my back, Kennedy. Anyway, so again, like you were saying, making, you know, they might be in the morning, it might be at 5, it might be at noon. You have to read your syllabus to know when that professor wants that to be in. But usually 11:59 is the end of the day. 12 o'clock is a new day. Okay. Complete assignments by the assigned date. We've just gone over that. Down here, here's look, she's got a cell phone policy. In consideration for my own and others' learning, my cell phone will be turned off or turned to silent mode during lectures in lab. They didn't say vibrate. I know somebody whose phone went off. Now, I'm encouraged to take, okay, she wants to take notes. She didn't put this on hers, but one of the classes that one of my friends had, the cell phone goes off, you just pack your bag and walk out because you've disrupted the class. And it's not like, oh, I'm sorry. It's like, I'm not even looking at you. You already know what to do because your phone should not be going off. Okay. So again, silent versus vibrate is 2 different things. Okay. She's already telling you it should be turned off or in silent mode. Okay. All right. So she's giving you the rundown in the syllabus. Let me go back to. Let's talk about office hours. Okay. Office hours can be your friend. If you were shy in high school, you're going to have to get over that and step up your game, period. Because nobody's going to be there for you to get whatever you need to get. It's totally up to you now. And so when you have a question, raise your hand. Don't worry about nobody else because you paid the tuition and the fees, and you have every right to ask as many questions as possible that are relevant to that class at that time. One of the things that I want to share with you is how to deal with office hours. What I do, or my suggestion, is to make sure that in the first 2 weeks of class, you have met your professor in their office hours. Okay? You want to be able to go in and say, oh my God, Corliss, what do I say? I just walk in? Yes, you just walk in, you knock on the door. Hey, Professor Jenkins, how are you? Hi, how are you? I'm in your 8 a.m. If you have to not take 8 a.m. classes, you might take them now, but that's probably the last time you'll take an 8 a.m. class. I had an 8 a.m. class my first semester and my last semester because I was waiting for this one class to not be at 8 and they were not moving it. So I had to take this boring history class at 8 o'clock in the morning. And oh my God. Anyway, so in saying that though, folks, you want to go and talk to your professor. You want to introduce yourself. And what you do is you walk in, knock on the door. Hey, Professor Jenkins, how are you? Oh, yes, I'm in your 8 o'clock class of Philosophy 101. Oh, okay. I usually sit in the front. Yeah, I recognize you. Yes. What's your name? Corliss Bennett. Oh, okay. Now, you're in the office. Look around. Look around. Ty, since you're the only one, you and homegirl's the only one, want to talk to me. Ty, when you go to a professor's office, what do you think one of the things that you'll see there?
Like, probably like pictures of their family and stuff.
Pictures of their family, absolutely. So what you do is you pick up the picture of the family and say, oh my God, is this your family? Oh wow, you have twins. And he will go, oh yes, I have twins. Oh, that's Johnny and Shawnee. And they won look at this picture, they won the softball tournament. Look at this, I have their trophy. They said, Daddy, we want our trophy in your office, right? Okay. I swear to you, when this happens, you're gonna laugh. You're gonna laugh. That's the professor laugh. Well, right? When you hear it, you're gonna be like, dang, Dr. Bennett was right. Okay. What else are you gonna see? Anybody else want to take a stab at it? Because I right now only got 2 students, I guess, on the call. Okay.
You might also see some of their credentials in their office.
Yes, their degrees, right? So you look around and you say, oh my God, you went to UCLA? What an awful mistake. But everybody has to make mistakes. So now you know that he did undergrad at, UCLA, right? What else are you gonna see? Somebody else?
Yeah, you're gonna see other students that are like-minded and want to go in and study.
Perhaps, but right now it's just you and the professor. Good, that's good. Kofi, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, Kofi, that's true. But right now it's just you and the professor. You look around. What else are you gonna see? So we said we're gonna see pictures, and we're gonna see degrees. What else do you think is in the professor's office, Kofi?
Like posters and stuff they live by.
And
advice, I guess.
No, see, you hear advice. You hear advice. What are you going to see in a professor's office? Come on,
maybe
Kofi.
Motivational quotes or something.
All that. What are you going to see in a professor's office?
Things that they live by.
Okay, hold on, Kofi. I feel you. Let me put a pin in you. Somebody help Kofi out. What else are you going to see? Books. Hello. Books all over the place. There's going to be bookshelves of books and stuff, and maybe some inspirational quotes in the little pieces of the bookcase. So all of that, Kofi, you're right. But books. So then you're going to be like, dang, Professor, you read all these books? And then he's going to say, oh, well, actually, this one right here, I authored all of these. And you're going to be like, wow, dude, that's crazy. Well, you know what? I got a class. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay. Now you've connected with the professor. Now tomorrow, I'm gonna need you to be on the front row, second row in the aisle. Yes. I'm gonna need you not to be in the back of the class. Now that you didn't introduce yourself to homeboy, I'm gonna need you to be right into his face, right? So you come in on time. You already have your earplugs out your ear. You walking into class like this with your notebook ready and a pen, and sit down and be like, okay, what's up? Because you want that professor to know that you are in there to learn and that you're taking this seriously, because so many students are not. And so when you sit up there in the front of that classroom in that first or second, maybe third row, so now he's teaching, he sees you, Kofi, right? Did you see the what's up? So now you're talking such and such and so. He looks at Kofi and be like, yeah, what's up? You know, he doesn't say what's up, but he looks at you and gives you the what's up. Now he had already connected with you because you even came to his office hours. So now that you've broken the ice, you won't have a problem going in there to ask for help. I cannot stress enough. A lot of professors will sit in their office and do nothing for office hours because students tend to be afraid to go. Y'all got to go in there and get that information from him or her. Okay? This is very important for you on the first 2 weeks to make sure you have visited every professor. Any questions thus far? While I take a quick water break.
Whoa. Whoa.
Okay. Another thing I want to talk to you about is the Dr. Diva No More C's. You now are in college. This ain't high school. C's are just not good. You're average. I know you're not just no average Joe Blow or Jane Doe. So you need to come in there and have a plan. So again, this goes back to what I was talking about. The minimum time you need to be studying each week. The minimum, okay? So my suggestion would be, as a minimum, 5 hours a day, 5 hours a day, 5 days a week. So 25 hours a week that you should be reviewing, okay? One of the things, you're like, oh my God, are you kidding me right now? No, I'm not. But one of the things that helps you to make sure you understand it is rewriting your notes. Or in some cases, retyping the notes that you took in class. Or if you have a laptop in class and a professor wants you to use that, then you're good. But the key is, if you're writing notes, is to rewrite them, retype them. Because when you do that, you're automatic relearning, and understanding what's going on. And if you don't understand, then you also have your book there because you would have already read and then realized, oh man, I forgot to look over that part. Okay. So good tips for student success is to rewrite those notes, retype those notes. So when you're sitting there, when I say 5 hours, 5 days a week, I'm talking about Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. 5 days a week. So basically the night that the next day you have class, that's what I'm talking about. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Friday, kick it. It's going to be a party somewhere. Thursday, kick it harder. Sunday, if you're a church going person, go and get your Jesus on. After church, go out with your friends, get you some Roscoe's or some whatever. Okay. And then you want to start all over again. Because Sunday, you need to review so that you can be ready for Monday's class. Okay. So that's why I say Sunday through Thursday. And I need y'all to kick it. I cannot stress enough. Kick it on the weekends. And I'm looking at weekends as Friday and Saturday, because you want to reward yourself by doing your work early so that you can go to that big party, so that you can go to that program, the karaoke night or whatever it is. Reward yourself. Okay. I'm not trying to, I didn't want y'all to think, okay, she's just going to be saying, I need to study all the time. No, I didn't told you, get your all your stuff on that calendar and insert parties where needed. Okay. And then know if there's a big party or it's your birthday weekend and you know you got a paper due, I'm gonna need you to start that paper early so that you won't be stressing out when it's due. It's very important.
Okay. I was just gonna listen to it for you.
Okay, thank you. Please mute. Thank you. So again, it might be 2 hours per class. You may have 3 classes. That's 6 hours. Okay. And some classes you may have to study longer than others. But the thing is, you want to review every evening before class. So like on some of that syllabus, there were some review questions that were on the syllabus. you need to be able to make sure you answer whatever that professor put on there, because guess what? If they put it on the syllabus, it's going to be not only discussed in class, but it's going to be on the test. And you will be able to figure out after that first quiz how that professor grades and what kinds of questions they are needed for you to from the reading. So like, for example, in that first one, when I said the question was, what is academic self-management? How can I improve my academic performance? That's going to be a question that she's going to ask. It's going to, how can I develop an effective system of time management? Calendar on the wall, calendar in the phone should match the calendar on the wall. No matter where you are, you ought to be able to say, oh, can you do this, Corliss? So hold on. My mama, Corliss, get your phone. I want to check something. I want to see if you're available. I take it that seriously. My mama got to get on the schedule. Okay. So again, that is an opportunity to really get your time management skills on. Is so important. You guys just don't understand how important it is. So again, make sure you read the syllabus, highlight the different things so you know that this class at 10 does this class at 1 does that. I was fortunate because I was in education that my classes were in the evening. So I had one class during the day. I want to say it was like 11, or maybe it was Tuesdays and Thursdays from 11 to 1. And then I had two classes, one on a Monday night from 4 to 7 p.m. and one on a Tuesday night from 7 to 10. So guess what that gave me time for? Not only to study, but to work. I had 16 units. I took 4 classes, but it's just different times. Okay, so again, you have the opportunity to choose that schedule. Now, as freshmen, hopefully you did that during orientation. You picked your classes and you thought, oh yeah, I'm gonna go at 8 o'clock. That's gonna get old. That's gonna get old real quick. But maybe you're an early riser, or at least you think you are right now. Okay, let's move on to that next phase. I'm gonna go back to my agenda. So no more C's. And the way to get no more C's is rewrite your notes, review the notes, review what's going to be talked about that day in class, and be prepared to answer the questions. Because another thing about knowing the professor ahead of time, they will call on you. Corliss, such and such and so-and-so. Yes, I remember that from page 256 on paragraph 1, paragraph 3, line 3. I'm being silly, but I'm just saying. Okay. So again, that DIVA quota, being able, classroom discussion, if you remember, was 10% of your grade. So if you never raise your hand and talk about it, like I said before, that could be the difference between an A- and a B+. Okay, so next, this is the quick tips for student success. Real easy to think about. Make sure I have it here in front of me. Yes, okay. So here we go. I'm allergic to negative people. So if I walk around you and start sneezing, yeah, okay. Try your best to stay positive. Attitude is everything, y'all. Attitude is everything. And being positive allows learning to happen, period. Ask for help. Yeah, I'm so serious on this right here. Ask for help. Trust me, you think that the other students are that smart in class? No, they went and had a tutor. You just don't see them getting the tutor. Trust me, they are. Okay. Again, like I said here, reward your small successes. I'm gonna do this paper. I'm going to the mall. I'm gonna do this paper, get this out the way. I'm going to Sheila's house so we can play spades all night. All of that is important. If you haven't played spades, you're gonna learn, because that is like, the thing to do in college is to go to people's house and play spades. I'm a spadeologist, just in case anybody needs a partner. And I'm also a whistologist for the parents and those few students that play whist. Just let me know, holler at your girl, call me, okay? Time management. School must be your top priority. They're gonna be, the beginning of school, they're gonna have a college student activity fair, where all the different clubs are going to be down the main quad in the paper, and they've been giving out candy and want you to sign up for this club and sign up for that club. And there'll be clubs at like the ski club or the skateboard club. It's going to be totally different from high school, because this ain't high school. And you'll be like, oh my God, just don't overdo it to the point where you've got 10 clubs and you can't do your homework. you can't study, okay? So really look at what's going on. If you are in student government, join the Black Student Assembly, Black Student Union, if that's your thing, Latino Student Union, whatever that looks like. There will be the student government of the campus. So you got the student body president, which is normally called at public schools, associated students. They'll have a name for different things for it. But, you know, it's okay to be a part of these clubs and orgs. A lot of those meetings are in the evenings, 5, 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night because everybody's in class. But make school your top priority, okay? Make sure that you have set the specific goals, like, okay, I saw this class, it looks simple, it looks like I can understand the professor, I'm gonna get an A in this class, and stick to what you're gonna do, okay? Study skills, again, that 5 hours a day, 25 hours a week. I mean, you will find out that when you do that, you may start at 5 hours, but you'll increase it because you like the fact that when you go to class, you understand what the professor's talking about. You can answer questions. I mean, it's just, for me, it was just like, for me, I was like, dang, okay. Now this professor know I'm on my game. And that could be the difference between an A- and a B+. Let's say I was truly earning the B+, but because I went to office hours, I answered questions in class, I did class discussions, the man gave me an A-. Wow, go figure, okay? Study skills, okay? This piece right here, let me bring it up a little bit, is really important. I don't know how many of you use note cards in high school. It doesn't stop. Note cards are your friend. You want to make sure you have note cards so they help you study, for exams. You want to make sure that you are reviewing the notes. You'll be able to figure out when quizzes come, if you like, this class has several quizzes, and you'll be able to figure out what that looks like and you'll almost be able to write the quiz. If you really studied the way I'm saying, reviewing notes, answering questions in class, you'll be like, okay, this is gonna be on the quiz tomorrow because I could just tell by the way she leaned, right? I mean, believe it or not, it's real. So flashcards, summary sheets, mind maps, graphics, whatever it is that you do in order to make sure that you have mastered the material, do it. Now, get this, there's some phone apps out there. There's one called Quizlet, quiz, spell quiz, and then L-E-T. These are just ones students have told me about, where for whatever reason, they have sample quizzes on different, classes. You can say at USC Math 101 or whatever, and they may have a sample quiz. I mean, it's crazy how many things that are out there now for you guys that were not out there for us, meaning me and your parents. So we just had to have our note cards going, and we had to study, and we had to rewrite notes and do those things. Now you can go through and you can see some of the classes, they even have the note cards for you. All you gotta do is print it. Are you serious right now? And then you cut it up into little strips, and those are your note cards. I mean, it's crazy how many tools that are needed that can help you get that A in that class, y'all. I mean, this is serious. It's like ridiculous. Note taking, attend class every day. If you're into black or blue or green, and I'm the highlighter queen. I got 5 highlighters right here, and I'm not even in class. That's just my thing. I'm the highlighter queen. I'm the highlighter and post-it note queen. Get you a system in place, okay? Pay attention to the main points. Look at this. Pay attention to the main points emphasized by the instructor, because guess what? That's going to be on the test. Okay. So you see here, attend, use color, either paper or pen, suggested note-taking style. They have it here where you write the question. You'll figure out a style that works. But one of the things that I say is to go to the tutorial center or go to the learning center, and they have things that they'll help you how to learn how to take notes. It doesn't hurt. I know you're like, I know how to take notes. I was a star stellar person at my high school. Okay, this ain't high school. So, it would be good for you to then, check it out and see what's going on. And then
I have a question.
you have, Ty? Okay, go ahead, honey.
Yeah. When you took notes, did you take it like the Cornell style?
Say that again.
When you took notes, did you take it like Cornell notes?
Cornell notes? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
I've never heard of Cornell notes. That may be
Oh,
something
you
new.
did.
But I mean, I took notes and I circled and I highlighted and I could tell and put stars and things when I was in class. But then when I would come home and rewrite them, I would match stuff with the book and then put in exactly what that answer would have been or whatever the case may be. And then I turned around and put them on note cards. So there's several different ways. I have never heard of the Cornell way. It's probably something new for your generation. But it's one thing is to definitely go to the Learning Center and ask, what are some good ways to take notes.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome, honey. Navigating the textbook. You know what's really funny, y'all? The textbook tells you what's going to be on the test. You don't read the textbook, you're not going to pass the test. It's just point blank. So if you think about the textbook, when you go to a chapter, it's set up like an outline. You read whatever the objectives are. You read the introduction. You read the summary. This is right here. Read the definitions to the terms and answer any chapter questions. Now, I want to take you back to elementary. And remember social studies? And that you read about 2 or 3 pages and then there was those checking up questions and that was always the homework. All right, y'all, the checking up questions for chapter 1, section 2 are due tomorrow. What my mom made me do when I got home is not only did I have to, I wrote the questions because again, this is no typing and I had to put them in my Peachy folder. Remember that, parents? You wrote the answers to the question, right? That was going to be turned in. My mother made me then in a notebook, chapter 1, section 1:1, write the question, write the answer, write the question, write the answer. So I had it in a notebook. Then I put those on note cards. Write the question on the front, answer on the back. So by the time I was ready to take the test, I knew all the answers. I knew that the professor was going to ask about the key terms and any of the chapter questions because they talked about it in the lecture. It's almost like you can figure out, I know what's going to be on the test. So then I played a game with myself. I said, okay, I bet you this is going to be on the test, this is going to be on the test. And I'm studying, my 5, 6, 7 hours or whatever the case. Preview the chapter, look at the headings, the subject headings, maps, pictures, charts, diagrams. They are there for a reason. They're big and bright lights because it's important, okay? Read 1 paragraph at a time, limit the amount of pages, read daily, okay? Use the abbreviated note taking, which is up there, paying attention. I'm sorry, I kind of skimmed through that. I didn't really take that. Let me just go up. Suggesting taking notes, pay attention to the main points, create a uniform system for yourself. So maybe it's this Cornell system that Ty is talking about. Review your notes immediately after class to fill in any missing information. So that's about what I was saying, is to rewrite them. Maybe you didn't get that, but you knew it was in that chapter, right? Review your notes daily. I'm telling you guys, I know y'all are like, this woman wants me to study. I say, you ain't got to do nothing. How about that? Do nothing and see what kind of grade you get. Okay? I'm just trying to help you. I'm trying to hook you up so that you can be on this mindset of what I got to do to get this A in this class. I'm going to have to go home and rewrite some notes. I'm going to have to review stuff. I'm going to have to read the chapter before I come to class so I can be a part of the discussion, period. Now, textbook. Review the chapter. Use it. Write in your textbook. If you want, depending on if it's your major, I would highlight maybe. But again, everybody's going to have the largest textbook bill the first semester because you don't know anybody. So you're going to buy all your textbooks, right? Then you start learning people that's on your floor in your dorm or your res hall that are going to have that class next semester, and you're going to have a class that they took this semester. So then now you start switching books. Man, let me get your book. Let me get your book. And now you're doing this. And you're not paying $300 and $400 and $500 for your books because now you're able to circulate around and talk to different people and see who's in your classes. Okay? Just a side note. Again, half.com, I heard. Test taking. Begin studying from the first day of classes. Yeah. Participate in class and study groups. I didn't type this up, by the way. Stay relaxed, confident, and alert during class. Read the directions first, then preview the test. Answer questions you know, and those with the highest point value. Save more difficult questions for last. Test anxiety can be to your advantage because it's giving you that energy, but test anxiety is also real. Okay, I had test anxiety bad. Not with every day going to class. My test anxiety was the SAT. My mom said when she picked me up, I looked like a ghost. My hands were clammy because I didn't know anything about it. My school, St. Mary's Academy, College Preparatory High School, did one Saturday of the verbal. The next Saturday, they went over the math, and the next Saturday, I took the test. Really? For real? So I just standardized tests are just not my jam, as they say. But put me in a classroom, oh yeah, I can study. I can review notes. I'm gonna have my note cards going for every class. Okay? So again, if you start studying each day, meaning rewrite your notes, read the section before the class, answer the question if it's on the syllabus, you will see that you will end up with an A in that class. What you don't want to do is cram. Case in point, I was on academic probation my first quarter at UC Riverside. That's why I went to undergrad. The quarter system, 10 weeks, then a week of finals, and then you come back in January, 10 weeks, a week of finals, spring break, 10 weeks, a week of finals, first year's over. Okay. Now, I was a good student in high school. I was in the honor roll, like I told you, all 4 years. But get this, I didn't have the priorities. I didn't, for whatever reason, I lost it in my first semester. I still did well, but I got a D on, and get this, in my major, Social 101. Here's the thing. So there's a week of finals. In this case, finals was from Monday through Friday. I had a final on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday, and then Friday. So I couldn't study for Friday's exam because I had to study for Monday's first, and then I had to study. You see what I'm saying? So I was waiting until then to really get my study on, so that by the time I got to the Friday or maybe the Thursday test, I didn't have a lot of studying because I did it Wednesday night. Let's just say, forget the Friday, just say it was on Thursday. So, I mean, I reviewed it and stuff. Y'all, I went in feeling confident because I had a B, a solid B. I passed the quizzes, all the little different tests, did my assignments. I had a solid B, right? I got to the test, he passed it out. I was like, okay, took a breath, wrote my name on the paper, said, okay, here we go. First question, I was like, oh, okay, boom, boom, boom. Second question, I was like, oh yeah, boom, boom, boom. Third question, okay, A, B, C, D, oh, it's A, okay, boom. Got to the fourth question, was like, Got to the fifth question, I was like, sixth question, 7, eighth. Now tears are starting to fall from my face. And I'm like, number 10. And I'm sitting there and tears are going. And I was like, oh my God, okay, let me see if there's anything I know. Let's go to the test. I didn't remember it because I tried to cram it in one night and my memory escaped me. So I got up, I took the test to the professor. He saw that I was crying. He looked and said, what's wrong? I was like, I didn't do well. Thank you. And walked out the classroom. Ended up with a D on the final, which was 75% of my grade. So even though the B was really 25% of the grade, the little quizzes and all the little things, that's what the B was in. But the weight was on that final. So I ended up with a D in the class and was on academic probation my first quarter at UC Riverside. And again, the academic probation is if you go below a 2.0 in that quarter. Mind you, I started UC Riverside in the summer EOP class. So I'd already earned a B+ in English. I took English 101 because I tested into English 101 and I had the lowest math that you could ever imagine. And so I had already started my college GPA that summer with a B+. But by me getting an F on the final and getting a D in the class, that D brought my GPA. I think I had a 2.1 Cume, because that B plus held me over, but the actual quarter was a 1.9. Yeah, wasn't too happy about that. So I was like, okay, Corliss, I got to get my study skills back on. Why am I changing things, or why am I not doing what I need to do? And it took me, y'all, 4 years to graduate with a 2.78 GPA. That meant every quarter I had to bust above anything from a 3.3 and above just to itch up my GPA. And it drops like this, but it rises like that. 4 years. Don't be me. Don't try to cram for your finals. That's why it's so important the first day that you're rewriting the notes, that you're doing all the things that I'm talking about, so that when it's time for the test, you get to that test, you be like, all right. I knew he was gonna ask this. 4 years, y'all. I had a 3.3. Most of the time I had a 3.3, a 3.5, a 3.8, just to move that 2.1 cume to a 2.25, to a 2.33. I mean, it was ridiculous. It's crazy. 4 years. My undergraduate GPA was a 2.78. But when I got to my master's, I knew better. That's when I was really reading, really taking notes, really had that, answering questions in class. And I graduated summa cum laude from my master's program. Okay, so don't play. My doctorate program, I was a little lower because I turned in a couple papers late, and she wouldn't adjust the grade, even though I had a perfect, quote unquote excuse. Okay, you're gonna have them hater professors that's just gonna mess up your groove just because they hate themselves and they don't like you because you smile every day. Okay, I'm in Inglewood and folks are shooting or something. All righty then. Anyway, so we've talked about no more C's. We've talked about the diva quota, meaning getting that 10%. The difference between an A- and a B+ could be you answering questions in class. Time management, again, the wall calendar. Another thing, if you have an iPhone, I don't know, I'm assuming that it's on a regular phone, there's a thing called reminders, and they look like to-do lists. Okay, I have how many to-do lists that I have? Oh my God. I have, let's just say, I have several to-do lists. Anything from things to do to Target, Walmart. I got a Target, Walmart list. So if I'm in Target, Walmart, I have those things. If I'm going to just the grocery store, I have what I need from the grocery store. Y'all see that? I have I even have hair websites so I can buy some cute wigs when I was wearing wigs. I mean, this is serious. That's what it's there for. So if you have a to-do list for your different classes, then make one. So have one for all the stuff that's due in English. And then that way you can just it's something about checking stuff off that makes me feel good. I know it's gonna make you feel good because it's like, I have achieved this goal. So utilize your to-do list. There's also another thing called notes. At least if you have an iPhone, it's a little thing, the little yellow right here. I have, more, I got lots of notes. I have 529 notes. And so again, there's different things that I use them for. If you ask me something that I need to know, I probably have it in my notes section. Okay. So I want you guys to really utilize your smartphones so that they can keep you smart. That's the whole purpose. Okay. Almost done. Go back to my agenda. Time management, notes, reminders, to-do lists, the diva quota, knowing that answering questions in class and asking questions. See, one of the things that a professor would normally do before they dismiss you, they will ask that favorite question. Are there any questions? Therefore, you're going to answer, you're going to raise your hand and say, yes, I was trying to understand what you were talking about because yesterday you said this, but the book said that, and I just want to make sure I'm studying the right information. Oh, well, remember that's the professor laugh. Well, yes, actually, you're right, Corliss. I missaid something yesterday, and yes, you're right. The book said A, B, C, D, and E. Bam. Okay. So you want to make sure that you are actively participating in your classes. And so I would say at least you're going to say something at least twice a week in every class, because that way you can get your little discussion 10% that could bump you from a B+ to an A-. Office hours, time management. Okay. So let me just go through these sheets right quick. These are just some more tips for studying and taking notes, okay, so that you can read over at your leisure. Taking notes in class, again, another sheet of helpful hints. Making the most out of your college experience. Don't be surprised if you get homesick. I got homesick at I was 27. So I was 27, 28, 29, 30, 29. I was going to be 29. Oh, no. I was going to be 20. Anyway, just go with me. I was 25 when I went to get my master's. And I felt really weird because everybody was younger than me. And I was like, oh my God, I'm sorry, doctorate, 30. Okay. I was like, oh my God, people are young. Some people go right from, undergrad to master's program to doctorate. I had worked, taught a few years. I was in admissions for Occidental College a couple years, and then I went to grad school. And so here I am like, oh my God, this is crazy. I remember the syllabus, Deacon Wilson, for one grad school class, 40 pages. She passed that out. I was like, oh, what am I doing? This is my first class in my doctorate. I looked at that thing. I looked at one of my friends. I looked at the thing. I said, what am I doing? I automatically shut down. I was like, oh my God, why is the syllabus 40 pages? This is ridiculous. Well, what it was all the different papers and telling you how to do it. But I didn't know that upon when it dropped on my desk, and I was just like, oh boy, okay. There's going to be that sense of fear. There's going to be the sense of, what am I doing? I can't do this. Why am I here? It is perfectly normal. But what you're going to do is make sure that if your class has a supplemental instruction unit or section, that you go to it. Because again, that student knows exactly what the teacher, this ain't high school, professor is going to have on the quiz. That student that's running supplemental instruction knows what's going to be on the final. They're going to review with you. If you don't go, you're missing out on some serious information. But now getting to this, it's going to be challenging because you're going to be used to your mama's macaroni and cheese, and that cafeteria is going to try to make some macaroni and cheese, and you're going to be like, man, I miss my mama macaroni and cheese. Or, oh, I got to wash. Oh, now, when we used to do, my mom, she used to work at a bank. So she would make sure I had 3 rolls of quarters because, you put the money in. Oh no, they don't do that now. Everything's on your card. You put your card in. I mean, it's crazy how things have changed. But it's not, as it says here, it's not uncommon for freshmen to struggle academic or have bouts of homesickness their first academic term. It is totally okay. It's okay to cry. It's okay to go to the counseling center and cry. It's okay to go to your room and cry on your pillow. It is okay because now it's different. Everything is on you. Ain't nothing that your mom and stuff can do because they're here at home and you're away. Be prepared to take responsibility for your own success. We talked about that. Nobody's going to hold your hand. The professor's going to tell you what you need to do, and that's it. Now, if you go to the office hours and get help, good. You still got to do the work. Start a network right away. When I do, I sit there and I listen, see who's answering the questions in class. I'm like, okay, new friend number 1, new friend number 2, new friend number 3. After class, hey, can I talk to you? Hey, can we study together? Why am I going to study with somebody that can't answer questions? I'm just saying. So you start to get your study group together and y'all study as a group. Here's a case in point. When I was doing my doctorate, the classes were once a week. Y'all, it was so much doggone reading. I got a full-time job. Them professors getting on my nerves. But 3 or 5, no, 1, 2, 3, it was 5 of us total, me plus 4. And I was like, look, y'all, I'm not going to be reading all that. So let's do this. Each of us take a chapter and teach it to the other. Make a study guide of the important pieces, email it to each other, and then let's meet before class or meet, whatever. And so I would get, but see, you had to do your part too. So I had chapter 1. So I went through and highlighted, made sure and typed up the right points and emailed it to my classmates. And then I got 4 other chapters back. That's what happened for me in grad school, because I needed to figure out a way, because I had a full-time job that was very demanding when I was at USC. So you get a network, and make sure. And then what ends up happening is, oh, you taking such another class? Oh, I'm gonna take it too. Okay, we can study together in that class. By the time I finished, I had study groups all over the place. Okay, make academics, start a network with experienced students right away. Okay, make your academics your top priority. I already told you this. You finish if you're doing your schooling and you're done by 1 o'clock every day. You may have a work study job on campus, a couple hours here and there, but that's not going to be every day. Go to the library and start rewriting your notes and do all that stuff, because ain't nothing jumping off between 1 and 6. Nothing. Ain't nothing jumping off. But I guarantee by 7 o'clock, when you go to that club meeting, then everybody went, oh, let's go to Denny's after. Okay, let's do this. Oh, let's go to Corliss House and play spades. You want to already have done your homework so that you don't be worried about it. You would have already started your paper, like Ty said, on Monday. Tuesday, go talk to the professor. Now it's done. Okay. Take time to get settled into your classes before you get involved in academic extracurricular activities. I've already talked about that. I know you're going to want to join the different clubs. Just make sure that you have enough time for your academics. Get acquainted with your academic advisors and your professors. We already talked about office hours. Same thing with your TA and your advisor. Okay. Get your information from the source. Okay. Go talk to the professor if you don't understand. Go talk to the TA if you don't understand. And again, think about some of the groups you might want to join. If you're a business major, there may be a business. I remember the Black Business Student Association. And they would have meetings, and some of their meetings, they would have study hall. And then you had other students that were older than you that took that class already that helped you. So again, this is stuff that you can do, to make sure that you are on point, but it's up to you to do it. Here's your typical college resources: academic advisor, support centers. That's ELP, Black college, the Black centers, the multicultural. Some schools are going to have multicultural centers. Some are going to have cross-cultural centers. They may not have ethnic specific centers. So make sure that when you're in orientation, that you listen for some of those centers and make sure you go by there. Again, alums, there'll be some kind of program with some of these groups will invite alums to talk to, that Black business person or whatever from Deloitte or accounting majors or whatever the case may be. Make sure that you're in contact with the Black alumni office at your schools. The career centers. Don't wait. You're not going to wait till your senior year to start doing your resume. You want to go in there to any resume writing classes, and then you want your resume to be done by May. Actually, you might want to be done before then, because you want to start applying for internships for that next summer. Everybody in listening to the sound of my voice should have a summer job by next year, period. I mean, that's if you on point. If you don't, then hey, good luck to you. But you want to be able to use the Career Center. They have interview prep, they have resume prep, they have internships, they have jobs, they have workshops all the time. And students wait until their senior year to go do it. Be different. Go in as a freshman. Say, hey, I'm a freshman and I just need to know how a resume looks now that I'm in college. Or what do I need to do in order to get an internship? Make friends with those Career Center advisors in there. Counseling. Y'all, we are in a weird time, okay? And the mental health is something that is really important. Like I said earlier, I was talking to somebody earlier, I came home to LA in February to help my mom with my dad. And I told you my dad passed and the funeral and all of that. It was just, COVID was just scary and people dying left and right. I mean, everybody knows somebody who died from COVID. And then I personally have had 4 people to die since July 28th, 3 weeks. It's crazy. And so please understand that there are counseling centers on every campus. Don't sell yourself short and don't go, I don't want nobody to know I get help. Ain't nobody thinking about you. Do you get the help you need? I had a grief group that I attended for 15 weeks early this year. I have an individual grief counselor that I meet with on Thursdays at 5. It is just something to be able to get some of that stuff off of you. And that person helps you to figure out what you need. Okay. And so that can be anything from like college transition, stress management, depression, all of the things that are listed here. Leadership programs. You might be involved in your school's student government. Okay. Multicultural centers. We talked about that. We talked about professors. You know, they have intramural sports. Some schools, depending on, you know, where you are, they you know, if they're near the ocean, they may have a surf club. I mean, go figure. Okay. Everybody that's going to live on campus, you're going to have what is called a RA, a resident advisor or resident director. The director is in charge of the whole building. They usually live on the first floor. The RAs live on the floors with the rest of the students. So one RA will be in charge of the first floor, the second floor, third floor, and so forth. They will introduce themselves. They're the ones that put your name on the door for those who've already started 2 days ago that are at the location. The RAs are going to tell you about different things that's going on. You want to, you know, stay in touch with that person. And then there's a student activities office. Again, those are the office that's going to have all the clubs out in the quad and all, you know, you'll be able to meet all the different people. One thing that I regret that I had no clue, first generation, didn't know, study abroad. If you guys can do a study abroad 1 semester, it will enlighten your whole world. Some study abroads go with, you know, certain classes. My nieces, who also graduated from USC 2018 and 2020, both of them did a study abroad to Costa Rica. And they did it in the summer. So it was like just a month-long thing where they had 2 weeks on campus where they learned about Costa Rica and blah, 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 blah. And then they did 2 weeks in Costa Rica. So that was their study abroad. The study abroad piece is going to be a beautiful thing because you're not going to have a time that's not going to be used against you to travel like that. If you have opportunity to travel like that, you're going to have to take vacation time off, right? With study abroad, you're taking classes abroad in Spain, in Paris, in Africa, wherever you're going to be. So it's really important to take advantage of that, of the study abroad programs, okay? And then of course, volunteer. So the rest of this just kind of talks about, that's it. It talks about your career center and going in and doing tests to find out what types of jobs that you would be good in and things of that nature. But it's really important to know that the key things I want to make sure you take away from this is making sure you review your syllabus, that you're taking notes in class, you're rewriting your notes, you're putting stuff on note cards, you're typing stuff out, whatever it is that's going to keep you doing. By you doing that every day, you won't even have to study for a test because you will be studying for it all along. The no more C's policy, minimum 5 hours, 5 days a week, minimum. You might study more and that's fine. Making sure that you have something to say at least twice a week in each of your classes. The difference between the A- and the B+. Time management, utilize your cell phone. Make sure you have everything in your room with the calendar. Make sure you know what's going on. And the other piece is ask questions. When the professor has a question, it says, do you have any questions before we dismiss? Ask your question. And then if you want, or after the class is over and maybe he or she didn't get a chance to, then walk up to the professor and say, hey, I'm going to come by today because I didn't understand that concept, right, that you were talking about at the end. Oh, okay, see you then. You've already introduced yourself the first 2 weeks, so you're not scared to go talk to the professor, okay? And study groups, collaborate with folks. Get with folks that's in your class. Watch and see who looks like they really are taking the class seriously, and those are going to be your new study friends. And that's the way of the world. There it is. You can't do it alone. You can't. At some point, you're going to have a study group. At some point, you will go get tutoring. At some point, you will go to the learning center. And again, if you have like hard classes, I say hard because I'm not a scientist, I'm a social scientist. So chemistry, biology, physics, if you're trying to do pre-med, a lot of those classes have supplemental instruction. Look for it, ask about it, okay? Yeah, that is it. Are there any questions? I'm gonna stop sharing so I can see everybody. Are there any questions?
All right, if you have the note package, she has her contact information on the first page. We did give the link. Christina, if you can hear me, you can share the link again. If it's not too difficult, I guess to the notes again, that'd be great. But I think you all either got emailed the notes as well. So you'll be able to connect with her. I also sent a link for our videos. This particular video will be up for 48 hours. If you have some friends that want to see it. But in honor of Dr. Bennett, she'll know I think this way. I don't like leaving her stuff up. You need to come here and get it. So we're going to take it down to 2 days, but you all know it's up there. I really appreciate you coming. This will change the way you study this semester. Let me give a quick shout out to I don't know if Marshree's at her thing, but I know Sister Holland is there. Sister Holland, are you there? She's one of our youth leaders at the church.
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, I wanted you to get to see her because I know you hear from a lot of students in your travels. And I know you being a great teacher in your past. Just wanted you to hear Dr. Bennett. She's been coming to us for, how long you been coming, Dr. Bennett? 20 years?
It's 20 years.
20 years we've known each other. Whoa. I don't think I know nobody and we're friendly with him that long. All right, okay, that's not the whole story. And let's see, I don't know if Marshree's here. She doesn't